Hello friends, it is Running Kimono, and today's video is a little different than a video where I'm like, here's my haul from Walgreens on Sunday. It's a little different. Um, in the past couple of months, only a handful of you know this, and if you have been paying attention on Instagram or even little things I've talked about here, you probably know that my mom is moving. She moved, and her home that is filled with stuff. It's been a responsibility for the kids to just empty and just make it ready so the home can be sold. And the good part and bad part of that was the stockpile that her and I collected over the years. And I did stock her up with a lot because she lives up in rural Canada, and essentially when it is so cold outside or the cost of prices of items, I always try to get her, like, 12 Dove shampoos, 12, lotions and all that stuff. In the past, I made several videos showing her stockpile. I think I would show her stockpile over my stockpile because I wouldn't get criticized as bad, because I'm like, here's what I did for my mom. And people were happy with that. But if I'd be like, here's my stuff, they'd be like, no. But I thought it would be kind of a fun video to show you the progress that we've made clearing out shelves and what it looked like before, and just to talk a little bit about the process of moving such a large stockpile because it was quite massive. So essentially, I do have other siblings, and between the three, I think I kept one tote of some cleaner, but everything else went to the two boys, and then whatever else my mom wanted to bring with her on her move. But like, all of this stuff was just for her, like the unscented Dove, the foaming body wash, whole bunch of psoriasis shampoo, various hand lotions and soaps that she specifically liked. That's what I would stock her up on. And a lot of you would be like, well, I want all my stuff back. I'm not giving that to anyone. To bring it all back and then to put it in my stockpile that's already big, it just didn't make a lot of sense. When COVID happened, this was her little COVID station, that shelf in the back. So it had masks and gloves and everything else stupid back there. Whole bunch of disinfectant wipes. A lot of these disinfectant wipes had expired, but that's how big it was initially. And she loved to put things into bags because the stockpile was in the basement. So for moisture and stuff, that was her idea. But even like those whiteouts or wipeouts, weren't those recalled recently? And then I think the ones at the bottom, they're completely all expired. So the thing with disinfectant wipes, they don't last forever. So yeah, they all have to be unfortunately not used. And for those of you that are like, oh well, you can keep them for 10 years, recall, so they're all going to be probably trashed. But a lot of them we did keep. But yeah, it's just one of these moments sometimes that you have a parent, and where do you remember them the most in the house? Probably the stockpile, because we did spend a lot of time in this room working on stuff, organizing. Not so much in the kitchen as she got older, but she always had a real love for seeing my hauls and how cheap I could get things for. And when I used to record videos back in the day, I would show that back tree and say hi to my mom, and that just kind of fizzled out because she stopped watching YouTube the older she got. She just didn't have much of an interest in it. And this was the part of the stockpile that we built, I think, in maybe like 17 or 18. Got a couple shelves and put it against that wall just for more storage. And she really got a kick out of having a little store and just grabbing whatever. And because of this hobby of extreme couponing, I could provide whatever she wanted in a huge abundance, and it really wasn't a lot out of pocket. And one thing I do want to touch on is a lot of you might have a question of, like, if you provided a stockpile for somebody and that person was moving and they had to surrender most of their stockpile because they cannot bring this with them at their next home, like, how would you feel about that? Well, here's the deal. I gifted all of this stuff to her. If she wanted to give it all to a local soup kitchen, if she wanted to just give it all to, a family member who really needed it, including all of this gorgeous paper, I have to be okay with that, because when I gave it to her, I had it in my heart that I wanted her to have it. And because she doesn't have a big home anymore, she doesn't need all this stuff. And the place that she's going provides toilet paper and all that stuff as well. So she doesn't really need this anymore. She's going to go live the great life and enjoy her retirement. So, my brothers, hit the lottery with this paper, and I think I kept like one bag of Kleenex. I was crying so much the last time I left the house, but this was some of the dent that they made. And special shout out to my brother for taking these pictures, because I was in such a rush the morning I left, I didn't even take them, so he grabbed them for me. But yeah, it's a process that takes a really long time to clean out a basement and a home, especially when you have a large stockpile. So I'm still doing that today. Wish me luck in the comments, and hopefully I'll have some Walgreens probably earlier this week. But yeah, that's what I was doing this weekend, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.